What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Neeks Sports, and we've got some breaking transfer news today. We know that Chelsea have been negotiating with Bayer Leverkusen for the transfer of Kai Havertz. We have heard today that it's nearly done. It's nearly done. The bid has been accepted. £72 million up front, £18 million in installments or add-ons, whatever you want to call it. And it's a €100 million deal. Chelsea, they're looking like they actually want to win this Premier League next year. They're looking like proper challengers. And I think we always went into this season thinking, or should I say next season, who are going to challenge Liverpool? Who are going to challenge Chelsea? Man City, sorry. Chelsea are making moves for that. We know they brought in Ziyech, they brought in Werner already. Kai Havertz is just a few I's dotted and T's crossed before that is confirmed officially. And of course, they're also in for Ben Chilwell from Leicester and Thiago Silva from PSG, last night's runners-up in the Champions League. I'm joined here by Ramsey and Jay. It's all mad, Jay. I mean, it's all mad at Chelsea at the moment. No time. I mean, there is no time to waste. The Premier League season starts very, very soon, and you are getting your business done early in true Roman Abramovich style. You must be happy with that news, Kai Havertz.
Yes. I'm happy, but like I've said before, our defense needs to be looked at. I hope my audio is in sync. My defense needs to be looked at, and it's good. It's positive. I like this. With Thiago Silva coming in, hopefully to shore up the defense. I may be reaching here, but activate that release clause for All Black. Get him in, and then we have a team. We have a team, and you would hear all sorts of madness come out my mouth if we get all those players. All sorts. You will never hear me so off the fence. I'll be over. I've never been so happy if we have all those players.
Kai Havertz transfer, what does that mean for Chelsea? Does it the expectations go into next season, bearing in mind who they've already bought? Does that mean that they're looking ready to push for major titles, or is it just a case of solidify us in the top four, close the gap to Liverpool and Man City?
Boy, well, I think I just have to first issue something that I don't normally do. I've got to issue a public apology. I have to issue a public apology. And the reason I got to issue a public apology is because beating Chelsea in the FA Cup final has unleashed a beast. Roman Abramovich has said, I'm not going another season without a trophy. What do you mean, one season without a trophy? Are you mad? This is not happening. Not again. So we've unleashed a beast. The same like we did when we beat Chelsea 3-0 at the Emirates, and Conte changed to a 5 at the back or 3 at the back, and then them lot ramp and won the league cash. If we didn't beat them 3-0, they all now still be playing 4 at the back. But
seems like you're catalyst. Arsenal's our catalyst.
Yeah, you lot we beat you, and all of a sudden change has to happen, and then so we won't beat you for another 3 years now. But we beat you. The change has to happen. And yeah, man, as I said, he wants. This is not just a flash in the pan, and I want some success. I want to solidify a place in the Champions League. I want to win the Premier League. I don't want Man City and Liverpool to win the Premier League for the next 5 years. We're coming and we're challenging. And the Kai Havertz thing, they don't need Kai Havertz. Reality, like they don't need, if they want to just carry on doing their thing, Champions League, maybe win a trophy. They could win a trophy without Kai Havertz. That's not a problem. They could win an FA Cup without Kai Havertz. They won an FA Cup final last year with half the squad about 21 years old. They can do that. But by bringing in Havertz now for 100 mil euros or whatever, it's saying we want more than that. We want to be challenging Man City and Liverpool for the Premier League. There's no guarantees you'll win it because the squads are all big, but you got to be able to say, look, this is it. We want to challenge. And Frank Lampard, if you ain't up there, you're tired. You got that just planted a time bomb on top of his head to say, listen, if you ain't doing bits, then boy, you can get replaced no matter what legend you are. Many men better than you before have been kicked out, so you better be ready. Now you've got the players. There's no excuses. No excuses.
Because going to last season, obviously there was a lot of Chelsea fans were saying free hit because no transfer. Obviously, first managerial role in the Premier League. His only second season as a manager. No transfer window, lost Hazard. It was kind of a free hit. If we get top 4, he's overachieved. Not really expecting to get top 4. They did get top 4, got to a FA Cup final. Javon, I mean, with these signings, the pressure if the pressure wasn't on him last year, it must be on him this year to achieve something. It has to be.
So, like I said, last season, yes, I was one of those people. I said it's a free hit. I didn't expect us to finish in the top 4, but we did. So, I would say that we overachieved, and I say that because the players we had were trash. Most of them, as we saw this season, and last season. So, I expect now you've had your window, you've had a year at the club. There's no more excuses for him now. Yes, he's still a new manager. He's, this is his going to be his 3rd year in management. He's still going to make mistakes, but I understand that's going to come because he's still new. So we have to look at that, but you have to now build on what you've done. So you can't go backwards. At Derby, you finished 6th. You come to Chelsea, you finished 4th. You now have to go up. I don't want to see you slide back down after you've had a window. So that's where I think the pressure will come in for him. But I think that what the pressure that other rival fans are going to put on Chelsea because we signed all these players uncalled for, like saying that treble or failure, stuff like that is ridiculous. And like I know I said, 1 trophy is what we need to at least be in a trophy or win a trophy. Sorry, not in a win one. And I know then you would then come out with, what about Carabao Cup? We need to win something. He spent a lot of money.
So you're saying if it's a Carabao Cup, you're cool with that?
I would say it has to be a Carabao Cup. If you win that, cool. But I'm saying FA Cup minimum is what I'm going to be happy that he wins from this squad. If he wins a Carabao Cup, meh. Okay, but it has to be minimum for us to see progression. It has to be an FA Cup or above, in my case. And we go from there. And I expect to be here or there with the Liverpools and the Man Cities going forward as well.
What's it say? Went here from Blue FT.
Yeah, see that.
Yeah, exciting times ahead for Chelsea. Don't know if we're ready to challenge for a top 3, but time will tell. Do you expect? I'm not saying maybe not expect them to win the title, and obviously there's still time for Liverpool to make signings. We know they're in for Thiago. There's still time for Man City to make more signings. They're in for Koulibaly. Of course, they've already signed Nathan Ake and Ferran Torres from Valencia.
Yep.
But do you expect to challenge them? And by challenge, maybe end the season no more than 10 points behind?
See, this is the thing. Because of the unknown in the squad, being Lampard, being his 3rd season in, I don't know what I can get from him. It's in terms of, let's say we had a manager proven, I can say, okay, you know what? This is a proven manager. I know what we're going to expect. I know we're going to get a title challenge. I know. But because Lampard hasn't been in a title challenge apart from when he was playing, I don't know what we're going to get. So it's very hard for me to sit here and say, you know what, we're going to be challenging, because we were far away from Liverpool and Man City. We've now got these players in. They're gonna need to gel and bed. So that's another factor we have to put in. So are we going to be up there challenging? I would hope so, because Conte came in and did it. So I would hope so. I would say we have to close the gap. There has to be a gap closure. We need to be closer to them. We need to look as ruthless as them. If we still concede all those goals and still look how we did this season, then there's problems and questions need to be asked. But with these signings, I expect, like I said, 1 trophy, FA Cup minimum for the fans to be happy, and a push, I would say. I wouldn't say a challenge, but a push, because I don't think we'll challenge for the title. There's no way we're winning it next season. I don't think.
I mean, look at this. I say stranger things will happen when it comes to Chelsea title challenges. Ramsey, Havertz. You expect Havertz to go straight into the lineup. And the reason why I ask that, because obviously Chelsea fans, I hear a lot about their famed academy and the young players and and a lot of those players came through last year. Mount, Abraham. We saw a bit of Gilmore, Reece James. I mean, Loftus-Cheek played a bit more games last year than in the past, but I mean, he still had his injury issues. They speak about a lot of their academy players. Do you expect Havertz to be challenging the likes of Mount, or is it a case of, well, you go straight in because you've cost 100 million euros and that's your place to lose, or is it kind of just, I don't know, to and fro, depending on who Lampard wants to go with?
It's not even the cost for me. It's more about the quality. I mean, Kai Havertz has had a brilliant season for Leverkusen. They did not want to sell him whatsoever. He was their main guy up there, considering the fact that like he was so young, and you had players like Leon Bailey was progressing. He's now sort of been dropped, and Havertz was like their main guy. Werner was the main guy at Leipzig last year, and Ziyech for Ajax. These men are not coming in as small fry in other teams. They're coming in as their best players in these three teams. They're not the biggest teams, but they were like, you know what I mean? They're the three big players from their clubs, so they're not going to come to sit on the bench at Chelsea. They're not that type of player. And then to add that, you still got man like Pulisic already there, who is, you know, I don't even want to say up and coming because of how good he has been the last sort of six weeks of the season. So I think Lampard's now got a decision to make, because he talks about how much he trusts the youth and how much the youth this and the youth that.
I mean, to be fair, these players are young. They're just not from Chelsea's academy.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see what happens when the proof hits the pudding. If Mount and Gilmore and what's the name, Abraham, Callum Hudson-Odoi, the kid who was supposed to be the guy on the Chelsea's new winger for the next 10 years, he's now got a battle with guys that are 2 years older than him for the next 10 years. So what's that going to do for people like him?
I mean, it's a good position for the manager to be in, to have all those options. You know, we talk about certain clubs, and it's like you don't want to make no subs because of the quality in the bench. Lampard is not going to have any issue going into it, because if you start with, you know, I'm going to bring up. I made a little mock-up possible Chelsea lineup for the season. Let me try that. And imagine you go to your bench, and to be honest, obviously we don't know what Lampard's gonna do in the end. But there we go. So I've got. I mean, I put Oblak. That's a reach, but you know, there's talk about it. They may stick with Kepa, and that could be part of their down.
They're definitely going to sign a goalkeeper, 100%.
Okay, well,
yeah, 100%.
Kepa will drop to the end of the season, so if it's not Oblak, could be Onana. We've heard of that. It could be someone else. I don't know. Or Reece James right back again could be Aspilicueta, because he's been sturdy when he's played for Chelsea, but into the future.
After that thing, nah, man.
Oh, sorry. After what thing?
I think that his legs are gone, man. After the Aubameyang just tossed him over, done out.
Yeah, I mean, that can happen, innit? That's Aubameyang, innit? But yeah, we'll see, innit? But yes, I've got James, Chilwell, Thiago Silva. I put Rudiger or Zuma. Or
Christensen.
Or Christensen, or Tomori. It could be literally anyone. Then I've got Kante, Kovacic, Ziyech, Havertz, Pulisic, and Werner. That means you've got Abraham, Mount, Hudson-Odoi, Loftus-Cheek, Gilmore, Jorginho, Alonso.
Crap.
All on the bench. Say that again.
Giroud signed a new deal.
They've got so much options on the bench, and I know the rule's gone back to three subs that you can make, but you can still have a bench of is it 9? I believe it is.
They haven't confirmed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the fact is that you're going to have a lot of options to choose from in all the competitions they're going to be in. I think, as Javon said, a trophy will be minimum. Like, they have to win a trophy. Have to win a trophy, especially if you got to a final last year without the additional at least 4, possibly 6 new players in the summer. Yeah, so I'm thinking that, listen, it's a dangerous team that Chelsea's building there.
We get it, man.
There's a question here from We Are United 1999. Do you think United will still sign Sancho? Listen, I hope, innit? I just hope, because I'm not in control. There's nothing I can do. I'm just here waiting and waiting and waiting. The only thing that's filling me with hope is the fact that we are still negotiating with them, because you'd think with everything that's been said, and from Dortmund's side, some of the press briefings we heard over in England, you would think that at this stage, Man United would have said, well, completely pulled it. We got confirmation. Man United's pulled out of the deal, not negotiating anymore. So at least Man United must feel that there's a deal to be done. Now, maybe Dortmund are just saying, no, I don't know. But Man United still feel there's a deal to be done, hence why they're still negotiating. That's my only hope. Because the way it's been dragging, compared to how other clubs are getting their signings, looking like they're getting them done.
Isn't this a typical United thing, though? They always drag the deals out.
Yeah, but it doesn't fill me with confidence. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Because the league starts so soon. Comment here from Jordan Brown. Havertz is a better winger than Ziyech. You know what? It's funny because someone commented on a post up on Twitter and they said Werner as a lone striker. And we know that he doesn't play as a lone striker for Leipzig. But for me, that whole front four is fluid because Werner drifts out left when he plays in that front two for Leipzig. Pulisic can come inside. Havertz has played behind the striker. He played on the right, coming in on his left foot. And he actually also played up front at times, like maybe like a false nine. And then you got Ziyech who can play on the right and through the middle. So I don't expect the four might line up like that, but throughout the game, their position is going to is going to continuously change, which makes it a nightmare for defenders to actually pick up and to deal with. And we saw how dangerous Pulisic was when he was playing. If you get three other players of a similar level next to him, listen, it's trouble. It's trouble. I'm not going to lie.
I hope so. That's the kind of trouble I want.
Well, I got trouble. I got Mason Mount in my fantasy team. I need to get him out because he ain't playing.
Well, I'm going to miss Mason Mount. Hopefully he still gets some games.
Well, I think he played the most amount of games. Is it for Chelsea or second most amount of games for Chelsea? 50 plus games.
Of all the youth that we started and played, Mason Mount for me. And I think he deserves a chance in the first team. Obviously, now has to fight for that because I don't know who he's going to get in out of all those unless they're injured. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough.
But again, it was interesting because obviously Chelsea offered Willian a 2-year deal. So I wonder if Willian took the 2-year deal and stayed at Chelsea, whether Havertz would have come in or would he just been another body just in the squad? Like, would he just been like an additional body in the squad?
It'd be interesting to see if Chelsea are looking to get rid of anyone because obviously
surely
you have to. The money.
Ross, didn't they say 8 players are gone?
Who?
I think Ross Barkley should definitely go. Surely, he can't kick ball anymore.
No, I don't know. They've got Jorginho there. Is he going to be starting? They've got obviously Ross Barkley. I know Pedro's gone. The centre back. What are they going to do with the centre back? Because they've got Rudiger, Tomori, Christensen, and Zuma. If they get Thiago, they can't surely keep 5. I mean, they can, of course, but one of them ain't going to get no games at least.
I would say in this order, Alonso. No, I'll say keep Alonso because Palmieri's trash. So it'll be Palmieri in defense to go. Who else? In the defense, I would say first to go. Oh, they're all trash, all equally trash. Maybe Christensen.
Yeah, well,
and then in midfield, maybe Ross to go. Those Ross and obviously Bakayoko's already out. So then, I would say those 4 at least to go first. They'll probably be last because they're trash. Oh, I forgot about him. There's plenty of money to be made.
Well, who was in that clear up? Remember
that's what I'm trying to say.
Last month.
I saw Kante on that list. I saw Kante.
Yeah, last month it was like Kante. It was Kante, Bakayoko, Batshuayi, Zuma was on there. Christensen was on there. Emerson.
Are you looking at it now?
No, I'm not looking now, but I'm trying to think back where it was. So there was a load of, obviously not all will go, but you have to think they can't keep the whole squad. Yes,
I've got Azpilicueta, Arrizabalaga.
Oh yeah, of course.
Barkley, Jorginho, Alonso, and Emerson. Zuma, Willian, and Pedro will be assessed. Of course, we know Willian and Pedro are gone. But I'm sure there was Kante was involved in that, wasn't he?
Yeah, there was another one. There was another one that came out, and there's Kante.
I mean, I'll be very surprised if they saw Kante, but I tell you, I'll snatch their hand off. Snatch.
I think he might go. I actually think I just got a feeling that his time. I don't know. I don't really know that Lampard. The fact that he didn't bring him on in the final
Yeah.
and didn't like. He's a man for me.
To change that final.
No, but Kante can change the game just because he's defensive minded. He can still change a game.
Yeah.
So
To not call upon him at all, but you name him on the bench for me showed like I was a bit weird for me. I would have played him personally if he's on the bench. I'm playing him. He's that good. But the fact that you didn't play him at all, and even when you needed something and you brought on like Ross Barkley, it just seemed for me like I wouldn't be surprised if he goes. And you just kind of do with.
My only issue with Kante is wondering about his injury record, because he's been since 2018, since the World Cup. Really, his injury history, I haven't got it in front of me, but it's a bit dodgy. So, that's my only worry about signing him. But when he's fit and playing, like I would, even him next to Pogba. I mean, let's win the Champions League, like they won the World Cup, isn't it?
Right. Many man will be in. Many man will be in for that boy.
Let me just see. But going back to Kai Havertz, looking at some of his stats. So in the last 4 years, he's kind of been in the Bayer Leverkusen team, and he just has steady improvement. Really, his 2016-17 season, 4 goals, 6 assists in 24 games. The 17-18 season, he had 3 goals, 9 assists in 30 games, playing generally as an attacking midfielder through the middle. 2018-19, 17 goals, 4 assists from 34 games. Again, playing mainly through the middle and a few games out wide right. I think he actually was a bit more prolific coming from the right, actually cutting in onto his left foot. But most of his games came playing through the middle. And last season, 12 goals, 6 assists, and 30 appearances in the league. These are all. Obviously, he's got Europa League and Cup games as well. 25 games played through the middle as attacking midfielder, 12 games as a right winger, and 8 games and 8 goals in 8 games as a centre forward. So it just shows the versatility that he can bring.
He was on penalties though as well.
Okay.
So I don't know. He was going to be on penalties in Chelsea, boy, because Werner's there.
Jorginho's
there.
Havertz now, yeah? Is that what he's going to be dubbed as?
Right. I want
Havertz
to get 38 penalties next season, 1 per game, and Fernandes has 38 goals, Ballon d'Or winner, Fernandes. I would love, like, I don't care. I don't care how the goals come. As long as the penalties are legit for me, like it's not dives or incorrect decisions, then I got no problem. If you don't want to give away penalties, stop fouling the players. It's as simple as that, as far as I'm concerned.
But Chelsea have got them tricky players now as well, like Pulisic draws fouls, Havertz draws fouls, Ziyech definitely will draw fouls as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to see more.
Mo is going. What are you saying? You expect what?
Expect plenty of penalties.
Moise Javed says, Ramsey is Arsenal the most hated club in England?
I don't think so, really. I mean, there's nothing to hate on us. I think you might say they're sort of a bit of a calamity, so that everyone will have a laugh at that or whatever. But I mean, I don't think we've got much to hate on, really. I'll probably say Man United and Liverpool are probably higher up than me, especially between those fans, between themselves. But no, I mean, I don't know what you think. I wouldn't say they're the most hated.
I feel like you're just trolling me here. Man United will sign Gabriel. The man is going Arsenal. It's done. It's simply delivered. I mean,
he rejected the offer of moving to the north.
We didn't offer him to move. We asked him to delay a decision, and this is what's pissing with the Man United. Obviously, I think Sancho's our main target. Of course, that's the number 1 target. And obviously, the Glazers have tightened the purse strings and said, maybe, listen, your budget, let's say your budget is 150 million, for argument's sake. That's all you can spend. So they're like, well, you know what? I don't want to go out and spend 30 million on Gabriel. And then we ain't got enough money to sign Sancho and whoever we might need. So I think they're putting everything onto the Sancho one. And once they know, whether we sign him or we don't sign him, exactly how much we got left after that deal was done or not done, then they will be able to allocate money elsewhere. But my issue is why Why are we being hamstrung? And I don't want to go into that because it ain't even about Man United. But we are the richest club in England, the third richest and third biggest in the world. We should not have a £150 million transfer budget or 100 million, or we have to sell to buy. We should be able, to be honest, we should have an unlimited budget within the FFP. Because we earn all the money. We earn all that money. Why are we now saying, oh, you can only spend this, you can only spend that? If Solskjaer wants the man, you buy the guy. And if it ends up, it's like, the Gabriel deals, we need to do that quickly before the Sancho deal. You go out and do the Gabriel deal, and you go back to the Sancho. You should be able to have the money to do both at the same time. But obviously, we don't have that because the owners are holding back the funds. And that's the bottom line. It's not like we ain't got the money. The owners just ain't releasing it. So we ain't signing Gabriel. We're probably not signing Sancho. We ain't signing, but might end up with David Brooks and Douglas Costa, and that's us. Challenge for top 4 again at best, fighting with Leicester at the last day of the season. I can't deal.
Comment from Kevin. Yeah,
he goes, I see Man City potentially slipping out top 4. Their team actually isn't that great. Rodri, Gundogan are average. All of the defenders, apart from Laporte, are average or bricks. Javon.
Must be HH's burner. That's a bit of a stretch. That's a bit of a stretch. Man City ain't falling out of the top 4. Who's gonna take that? Like, come on. Let's be serious here. They're not dropping out of that top 4. So I'm not gonna go with. There's nothing more to say on that. They're not dropping out of top 4. It's just not happening.
I don't really understand that comment because you've not named their best players. Aguero's not one of the best strikers in the world. Like Kevin De Bruyne is not the best. Kevin De Bruyne. Why are you not naming Kevin De Bruyne about the average squad? Talk to me about how average Kevin De Bruyne is. Laporte is one of the best defenders in the world. There's no doubt about it. You can't say apart from Laporte. Laporte's there. You said apart from Laporte. Laporte's there. He's one of the best defenders in the world. They've just signed Ake. They're in talks with Koulibaly. Phil Foden's stepping up as the new David Silva. They got Raheem Sterling. I even mentioned him yet. Raheem Sterling got 20 goals last season.
Mahrez, Bernardo Silva.
Come on,
and it's still got Pep.
Go back to the other one here. Like, please come back to reality. Listen, it's you that's out of reality right now. The greatest club in Europe should not even be about the Carabao Cup.
Bayern Munich ain't talking about the Carabao Cup. Don't worry about it.
And we are not spending so much to win the.
I ain't gonna lie, you should not. That Carabao Cup shouldn't even have left your mouth. That shouldn't even be spoken about. If you win it, you smile and you move on, innit? That's what I said. Don't mention it. Don't mention it. Just ignore it. Forget that it's there, and you might win it, innit?
Neeks mentioned it, and I said I knew he was going to mention it, so I addressed that. I addressed. Carabao Cup. Yeah, okay, but that minimum, it has to be an FA Cup. Like Carabao Cup and nothing else is nothing. It has to be minimum FA Cup. I don't care about that.
I don't even know why these men are squeezing this Carabao Cup into this heavy congested line. I'm seeing round 3 in 1 week, round 4 is the next week, round 5 is the week after that.
Shut the thing down, man. Shut the thing down. It's ridiculous. Because then I don't know what's going to happen in the winter break. Then we've got the Euros next year. Like, there's just no time. There is no time for this.
See, the problem is, there's no time for us in terms of Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool for that cup. But there's clubs that are dying for that cup. So that's why
they don't win it. They don't win it. I know. None of them end up winning it. It always end up being at least one of the top 6 clubs.
But those couple of games that they play against Manchester United or those big clubs is enough to pay their wages for the whole year.
Yeah, I heard that. I do hear that. But come on, man. There comes a time when you're forcing these players. Spurs are playing in Europa League qualifiers, yeah. At the moment, the Tuesday is the Carabao Cup and the Thursday is Europa League qualifier, and then the Premier League on the Saturday. That is not even. That's not even realistic. And they're still putting the international games on before the Premier League and during the Premier League, and like
send the big 6 that don't care about it, just send out your kids like what Klopp did in one.
Well, yeah.
Just
Well,
send them out because it's like raw. Like we don't really need this. This is not for us. This is for the smaller teams there that need that cash. Let them win it. Send out your kids, and if you're out, you're out. No one's gonna complain.
I think that's what we do, and I guess it's good for the dregs of the squad to get games. But I mean, you know what happens? You end up playing. Oh, let me just play Aubameyang in this game, see what happens. Then boom, out for 3 weeks.
Then don't do it unless it's in the final. Even in the final, might as well just play the kids because they got you there.
Guys, hit the like button, hit the share button. Phil Jones is overrated. Nobody rates him. Nobody, not even Phil Jones.
What? Who rated him?
He's still playing Premier League.
Joker. Absolute joker. We are united. One thing about the Chelsea team, I think it lacks pace. I don't agree. Pulisic and Werner are quick. Ziyech isn't that. No, he's not that quick. Havertz got pace. And if you got Chilwell and Reece James as well down the flanks, no, I don't think they lack pace. I mean, no, they're not Alphonso Davies, but you know everyone can't be in it. I think they got enough pace in the side. I mean, I guess yes, all these signings, I would agree. You know, Willian's not express, even though he's for his age, he's still got a bit of pace. Tammy's not express either. Mount isn't. It was only really Pulisic in the attack who could kind of penetrate in behind properly.
Pace is overrated, man. Forget pace. Just score goals.
But yes, guys, hit the like button, hit the share button. We'll be doing the podcast for a season review of everything that's happened in the last, over 365 days. It's been a long season. And then maybe a couple of weeks later, we'll be doing the season preview. That's how little time there is between now and the start of the new season. I know Man United go back to preseason training on the 2nd of September. I'm sure a lot of teams are already in their preseason. And the Community Shield, is that this week?
Yep, this Saturday.
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
Community Shield this week, and then we've obviously got the international break next week before the season starts.
International break. Listen, we will cover all of that in that was a genuine question. I was gonna say we're gonna cover that in the podcast preview. Man said top 8 again, successful. Imagine Chelsea attack versus Tracy defense in a training gym. A sight to behold. Anyway, guys, yes, we'll see you very, very soon. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already.